What you see here is a bar chart. Now, most of you might be used to candlesticks. That's fine. This is at the heart of the money flow trading strategy. Is I'm looking for a pattern. Patterns, and if you have my book, The Money Flow, in the very beginning, you probably skipped it. Let me grab one. Sorry, I got them in plastic. I ordered these books. I have them printed by a specialty book printer. They're not cheap, man. Shit, you ever get something printed nowadays? Go get a book printed, man. Shit ain't cheap. And then you got to order hundreds at a time. It's expensive. But in the beginning of the money flow, very first page, that's why if you have one, you're lucky, okay? If you have one of these books, you're lucky. The fractal is a never-ending pattern. Fractals are infinitely complex patterns that are self-similar across different scales. And what I began to see as I studied price, this is a chart of Pepsi. Each one of these little ticks right here you see is one day in the market. And what I began to notice is that the market leaves clues. Where price has been before, it'll go again and then stop. They call that shit resistance. And sometimes it'll drop down, and not all the time, but a lot of times it'll go right to where it was before and then stop. And they call that support. And price will move around, going sideways, moving up, going sideways, going down, moving up, going sideways. And I began to look at this and say, well, is this random, or is it something that I could use to my advantage? And so that's kind of what everybody's looking for in the market, right? Like and there's a bunch of ways to go about it. There's fundamental research. Shit, you can go on a hunch. I've met people got rich on a hunch. They just had a feeling. Shit. They thought, how do you think Gary Vee got so rich? Gary Vee took the money he made working and he bought shares in Facebook, Uber. Like, he bought stock, but he didn't buy a little bit, man. He bought a lot. So he didn't buy $500 of Bitcoin. He bought like $200,000 of Bitcoin. And then when it goes from here to here, he makes a lot of money. And there's guys that do this. There's people that make millions of dollars trading shares, public stock. But you got to get money. You got to get a stake. You've got to get some shit in the game, right? And then when you come into the game and you're watching what appears to be chaotic, random price movements, this is Pepsi, dude. So if you look at this, look, this is back in November. Pepsi was $1.30, $130 a share. Look, we get to March, November, December, like we move forward. March, look, we're right back to the same price. So if you bought it over here, it ran up, came back down. Then it ran up. What's it look, you see what I'm saying? And so it's been here twice. Look, it's been here twice. And where's it been here twice? Now, don't I talk about in the book, price has memory. Where price has been before, it's really easy to go again. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. The things we're talking about here. And I began to notice that over time, all stocks generally go up, I mean, obviously there's down movements, but let's pull up the Dow Jones Industrial. This shit was trading long before you were alive. Oh, it messed up. Hold on. You notice this chart has no lines on it, no moving averages, no indicators. This is just price. This is where you should start, man. I wish I could take you back to the beginning. I wish you'd start right at the beginning. Blank fucking chart. No preconceptions, no ideas, no thoughts. You just look at a blank chart and then you put each day on, and all of a sudden you can begin to see a pattern that emerged, and it emerged on all different types of stocks and sectors and indices, and phone companies and utility stocks and Pepsi and telecom and Twitter and fucking Snapchat and Bitcoin. And this price movement is human fucking emotion, human beings responding to data inputs that they receive every day. That's what this is, man. You strip this shit down, take all these indicators off. What you have here is the emotion of millions of people. 5 million shares changed hands on this day. 5 million. Well, there's it's $142 stock, right? I mean, think on this for a second. $142 stock times 5 millis. That's almost $1 billion. So while you were sitting there bullshitting, talking to your friends, doing jack shit, almost $1 billion played out on this day right here. The money in this place is unlimited. There's an unlimited supply of money in the market. Unfucking limited. It is only limited by your brain and the amount of money that you put in. Like, we only limit ourselves. You can just add a zero, add a zero, add a zero. So there's people that get up and play this every day with $500 and $5 billion. And they all have the same goal, to make more money than you. That's it, man. These fund managers trying to make more money than each other. And there's all, oh, you got to get off. Look, I messed you up, man. I don't want to put you on. I don't even want you to see these moving average. I don't even think you deserve to have a moving average, to be honest. Most of you shouldn't even put it on. You got people looking at moving average, don't even know what the fuck they are. They're just putting them on a chart. Don't realize the gift from God that was just given to them, because they used to plot this shit with a pencil. People used to get graph paper and they would look in the paper or get a fucking telegraph or get there was no email, and they were playing this game. So this is how committed some people have been to playing this game. 100 years ago, long before you were even conceived in someone's brain, a guy was taking a pencil and he was manually writing in the high of the day, the low of the day. Here's where it opened. Here's where it closed, with a pencil. For every chart of every stock that he wanted to follow. And there's people today like, I don't have time, man. Like, okay, whatever. The markets are available to anybody with a thumb. So this is what it looks like on my phone. Well, so imagine the opportunity that you have that in the past they didn't. So when you research these great traders and you look at all these people, think about what they were going through to trade this. And this shit is the same then as it was then. Guess what? 1932, they were teaching about resistance. Why? Because these guys drew this on a chart with their hands every day, taking a pencil and marking it in. He goes, look at that. It did, last time it was here, it stopped going up, dude. That's weird. And then it went down. And he goes, look, last time it was here, it's kind of stopped there too. You could draw a line. Damn. And what if here, when we went and did our books and we calculated the return, the profits, the income, the gross sales, anticipation for the future, our debt, right? All that shit gets calculated and we could calculate a value of this business. What if every time it went below that and had been there before, I could all of a sudden begin adding some rules? Well, shit, man. What I noticed, though, when it hits there, it takes it 4 or 5 days. It puts him in what I began to term as a box. I got that from a different guy, though. And so I'm sure you've heard of this, double tops and head and shoulders and fucking descending triangles, and right? We could sit and draw all over this. You could go get books with people with all these patterns. You know, they're going to give you this. They're going to call that a pennant, right? They're going to say, oh, look, here's a minor zone of support. And like, you can there's hundreds and hundreds of these ideas, and we can find pivot points and trend lines and fucking channels, and we can just keep adding. And you could do cycles and Elliott waves, and you could do Fibonacci ratios. Did you know about those? So we could turn this into a fucking science project. We could just have hundreds of things on these charts, and none of that means shit. Here's what we could do too. And you think I'm kidding. People have been doing this. Long before you were interested in the stock market, people were doing this. Okay, full moon, right? And you start going back, full moon, and you notice on a full moon, when the RSI is in an extreme, price tends to reverse. And you start playing that. People do that, man. What is that? What are they doing? It's a plan, right? Or a map. But that doesn't work unless you do that, right? Meaning you can't be the best rebounder or three-pointer unless you do that. Like, you have to do that over and over and over and over. meaning there's patterns. There's patterns and randomness because it's human beings. And so as human beings look at this, remember, all these people are looking at this differently. So they all have different ways, and they may say, hey, this is a daily chart, man. I don't look at dailies. I only look at 1 hour charts. And all of a sudden, the data changes. You see that? Same chart. Looks different now, doesn't it? Same chart. Looks different. Look. It's a 1 hour. So every time it's hitting that zone, look what's happening. It's bouncing off, right? What is that? Resistance. It's resistance. But the 1 hour, you can see it being drug out. Go back to the daily. Don't play on the 1 hour. See, when you come to the 1 hour, now you just fucked up everything I showed you on the daily because they look different. So now you're seeing the same thing from two different directions. So you got wind from the north and the south. You ain't going to go nowhere. Now you're interpreting data instead of responding the way you're supposed to respond. You say, yeah, I see it's a breakout, but it didn't look that, and all of a sudden you add the 1 hour. And so now you've added conflicting information. And soon, this is the problem when you have all these different ideas and different things going at different times, they disagree. And you're just stumbling over just constant disagreement and having to interpret. And so I was like, man, I need to create some sort of fucking rules. I need to create a process, a plan that gets me in exactly the same every time if I do it right. Now, I may not do it right. I may choose to override it. But if I do it right, this is what it'll do. And if I do it right, here's my target. And if I do it right there, here's my expected loss. This is what I'm willing. Like I already decided. Like I planned the trade, right? Or investment. And there's difference between trading and investment. Complete difference. You can't flip a house and rent a house. That's two different games. You understand that? There's basketball, there's football. They're both sports. They're different. The way you trade, there's difference. And so if you're mixing and matching, you're going to have an internal struggle. But once you have a way, a method, a plan that just flows and you just look at it and it just tells you and you've created rules, all of a sudden you can begin to systematically do it, right? And so this is what I did. I needed to combine things. There's nothing on this chart. And what you're going to see on this chart, you're going to see this pattern of movement. Now watch, I can show a child how to draw this. Okay? This is a chart. Like I picked this chart 2 minutes before coming on, randomly. I don't prep these trainings. Every Sunday I do it completely different. I have no fucking notes. What I want to try to show you is what I discovered called the money flow. I came across, and it's universal. This is nothing I invented, okay? This is just clipped, bits, pieces, grab, boom, boom. Let me borrow what he said. Because it began to add order to chaos. I began to see how price moved. And here's what I began to understand at its core is I don't know what the fuck it's going to do. I don't know what tomorrow is. Anyone that talks with certainty when it comes to stocks is a fool or con man, one or the other, because there is no certainty. And anyone that thinks they know where it's going is either a fool or a con man. I have no idea. And I don't need to know to make money. Because what I began to discover is every top and every bottom looks the same, even if it's not the only bottom. Meaning if I just played bottoms over the long term, I win. And you say, well, how's that possible? Because over time, these prices go up. If I'm buying, here's the key word, if I'm buying below value. This is what confuses people. We're buying it below value. Then they go up. Right? Now, you may get the value wrong. That's the risk of doing it. That's where the reason there's money to be made is there's risk. The reason you can make money flipping houses is you assume a lot of risk. And if you fucking get it wrong, no one's going to help you. You get to pay the price. Same in trading. So if you think this is, oh, look at this. This is a weekly chart. Each one of these bars is 1 week. We just talked about different time frames in fractal. Where did Pepsi stop in the March crash? Right where it was before. Come on, man. What do we call that? Support. Was that chapter 5 out of the book? See, the money flow, I'm looking for 6 elements. Man, you got to get personal with these charts. This is Pepsi. This is one of the sexiest women in the world, man. Pepsi, come on, dude. This is a fucking money maker. You know how many of stocks like this? Pepsi, Facebook, Roku, Tesla. Come on, man. These things are making people millions of dollars. And there is nothing to keep you out or me out. Nothing. No one says, yo, you can't do this, bro. Hey, what are you doing? Nobody says that. So when you get this right, you get this timing right, you can literally print money, man. Then you say, well, you shouldn't say it like that. I don't know what else to call it. Now, I didn't say that's easy. I just said there's people that print money. They make shit tons of money trading, way more than me. Kathy Woods makes a shit ton of money. She's buying the same stocks we're buying. Or you could buy. You can copy her. Let her do your research. Right? Let Warren Buffett do it for you. But look, here's a weekly. Look what we notice. Left to here to up. So on this weekly chart, it basically went up. Just the up looks like a lot of ups, downs, right? Well, that's Pepsi, man. This is just one randomly grabbed chart. Let me back it up to a monthly. Each one of these is 1 month. Man, wait a second, Gerald. Are you saying the game is rigged? It's rigged. And I get people all the time, Wall Street's rigged. Yeah, dummy. Get in on the rigging. I said this to a guy the other day. I'm talking to him. He's like, man, I don't do stocks. And I'm like, why not? He goes, oh, it's rigged. And I said, I know. That's why we do stocks, dummy. And I didn't say dummy. I wanted to say dummy. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, they go up. And then when they start to go down, the government does shit to make them go up. Let that sink in. And so I'm like, all right, well, have you ever looked at a chart? And they'll usually say, no. Okay, well, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. This is why you're broke. Look, and this may be your mom and dad, dude. Look, this is Pepsi. I can just go randomly grab stocks. Yeah, they're going to come down. And when they come down below what is the value of the company, guess what they do? They go up. And then they come down. And then what? It goes below the value of what the company is. Then they what? They go up. And we just saw the same thing happening now. So the game is rigged, dude. It's rigged to the upside. Let's pick Walmart. I'm just randomly now. This is a monthly chart. Each one of these bars is 1 month. Look over here. This guy over here is just freaking out. Oh my God. It's 12 months straight down. Look, straight down. At some point in here, guess what? Walmart got cheap. Now, what if we're buying cheap? And look where it stopped. Shit, it stopped there before. At some point, it gets cheap. What if we had a way to know that number? What if we had a way to know this is probably not a bad bet? Isn't that what you do with real estate? Don't you go look at a house and go, okay, shit, if this thing was perfectly fixed, it'd be worth $180,000. They're selling it for $120,000, but I got to put $30,000 into it. Is that a deal? And you're like, well, what if I do some of the work myself? And you begin to what? Formulate a plan. All right, man. Let's take this back to a daily. We're on Walmart. This was my trade of the week. Now, look. Now we got to have a conversation. This is the pattern, baby. This is what changed my life. This right here changed my life. And it was an epiphany moment. I've read books. I studied Fibonacci ratios, and I studied all kinds of trend following methods, and I traded Forex, and I traded indexes and options and futures and fucking the S&P minis. And if it moves, I trade it. I trade even today. Like, I have to lie to you guys how much I trade. You guys think I trade 24/7 every day, man. There's all kinds of markets. Everything moves, man. Prices are moving, and all of these assets have a value, whether it's art, whether it's fucking wine, or whether it's a pair of shoes, or whether it's a stock. And all these things can be flipped. And the easiest thing in the world to flip is a fucking stock because you can do it from your phone. Nobody can keep you out. They don't know what age you are, what race you are, how much money you have. They don't give a fuck. You can buy 1 shares, 10 shares, 10,000 shares, or 1 million shares. Fuck it. You could be Billy Wong and get $10 billion and go borrow another 50 fucking billion because 10 is not enough and trade all of it. There is no limit to the money in the stock market. We're talking trillions. And this is why, like when I talk with people about Bitcoin, same thing, man. Everything in my life that's worked was an epiphany moment, meaning it was like a religious conversion. I sat down, I didn't need a lot of fucking stats once the moment happens. A guy sat me down with a pencil and said, you want to get rich? It's stupidly simple. Here's all you do. You need to go find a shitty house in an underdeveloped area that's structurally sound and put down 20%. And then you take your ass over there every day and you work on it. And you do that 10 times and you'll be a millionaire. That was it. No course. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you go into a underdeveloped areas, drop down real high, like a stage 4. You know what I'm saying? Comes way down, and now it's just kind of floundering over here. And nobody, it's a big fucking problem. Nobody wants it, you know, or maybe not that many people want it. It's going to cost a lot to fix it. And he goes, it ain't going to cost you shit because you're going to do it yourself. So you're not going to pay all these people. You can pay electricians and plumbers, but you're going to do everything else yourself. And if you do that 10 simple times, you'll have well north of $1 million. And I was like, well, that sounds easier than college. And I just started doing that. Well, stocks are very similar. As I began to watch, they just move in 4 stages. The mountain is how much money am I playing with? How much am I playing with? So I got friends that make $50,000 a trade. Not every trade, but when they win, they're making like 50 grand. Now, what if we just play things that we probably don't lose? Like, you understand, you can trade less risky stocks and have a much higher result because you never lose. Think on that for a second. Like, you can trade things that are so valuable that you can just fucking sit on it when you get it wrong. Shit, we'll sell it later. Got it wrong. And it's because you're not allocating all your money at all the time, right? You can begin to do it different. Then you can begin to allocate to different ones. Is maybe some of these things that you own get hot. And so, boom, cool. Maybe I want to sell some of those. Maybe I want to sell those condos I bought much higher price so that I can buy some fucking trailer park. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the money flow, that game plays out here in the market too. And so this pattern that I'm looking for was like this. It's called accumulation because it just starts going sideways. Price just starts going sideways. So we call that accumulation. And you'll see it on charts. Now, time frame is super important. We talked about the money flows fractal. All I care about is a daily chart. That's it. I'm looking at 1 day. And you say, what about the 5 minute? I didn't say 5 minute. I said 1 day. So we can now agree on the plan. What is the plan? I am going to look at 1 day charts. I write that shit down. Why? Because a life worth living is a life worth recording. Plan. Daily charts. Now, you just fixed any other problems you're going to have about looking at anything else. Boom. We just increased your win rate. Why? Because now you're fucking consistent. How about that? First time in your life, you're not going to do anything else. And then we said, okay, what stocks are we looking at? We go make a list. You say, Gerald, I don't know what stocks. Yeah, you do. You're eating it, you're driving it, you lay on it. Just start picking some. You're going to follow them. And that's where our charts come in. And these charts that we were looking at, there's Walmart, right? Now, this is, boom. Now, when you see me look at Walmart, what am I normally looking at? Let's pull up another one here. If you watch my lives and I come over here, I'm on Walmart, you're going to see all this shit on my chart, right? You're going to see those green lines and all that. And people always want to go to that. Man, I wish I couldn't give it to you. I wish you had to trade for about a year without the right to having a... You don't even deserve a green line. That's what I think. That's what I think. I wish you got that damn serious about it. That would be good. That'd be good for you, man. Because then this green line began to help me add some rules so that I could see that pattern right here. How do I define this right here? How do I define these stages? How do I define them? Man, I wish you could get what I'm saying. I really do. I wish you understood the intimacy of here of stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4 decline of what we're talking about, man. I don't think you understand how much money is made doing this. There's more money in here than your brain can comprehend. Trillions of dollars are being moved around in this stuff here, man. So if you figure out how to get an edge, maybe you don't do it exactly like I do it, okay? And I'll yell at people for not doing it exactly. Listen, I don't know your skill level. So maybe you're a badass trader and you got something going. I meet traders all the time make killing. They don't do what I do. Good. Fuck them. I don't care. Go do you. Why? Because I know what I do works, right? So what makes it work for me is my pattern and my consistency, and I win a lot, right? Now, I'm sure I do things that I can't explain to you. I'm sure there's hunches and I'm sure there's intuitions because at times I do call a plan B. I say plan fucking B. We're selling this stock. Why? I need money. Why do I need money? Because I see a rotation coming. We had that recently. I'm out. And you say, well, you say don't do that. I know. But when I'm teaching, I'm trying to teach people the basics, and I need them to commit to it before they change it. And so I don't know where you're at on the roster. I don't know your experience level. So a person with 7, 8, 9 years trading, he might get a sense for something. You can't teach, get a sense for something. You can't teach, tap into the universe. You can't teach the spiritual side of the money flow. Like that day I was standing in Walmart. I'm standing in Walmart. That's why I trade Walmart all the time now. I didn't trade it before this. And the lady's stocking the shelf, and I look, and her shirt is red. Walmart wears blue. I said, "Are you from Target?" I'm joking, and I look, and it has a name. I say, "Can I ask what you're doing?" And she said, "I work for such and such. We're inventory specialists." Well, I go look at the chart of Walmart, and it's kind of going down. It was like a stage 3. It had gone up. It was kind of going sideways and about over here, right? And I look, it's still above the 20-day moving average. Like it's like up at, like over here kind of thing. And guess what happens? I go look at earnings. I used to listen to conference calls. That's how fucking dorky I was. And now let's just synopsis it. Let's see what the chart says. And then if I need to go read, I will. But I used to listen to all of them. And they had inventory problems, and the stock just starts going down. Well, what did I know? I knew they were working on it already. I saw them. He didn't even mention that shit in the thing. And so I just started waiting. What am I doing? I'm buying the stage 1s. And so I used the money flow in real life, talking to a real person in the store. I had a moment. And I could see it unfolding that, wow, the money flow isn't on just the charts. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And so as I began to look, wow, my God, I let it come down, started going sideways, and I started buying stocks. And I didn't buy the exact bottom, but I bought all of them. See what I'm saying? She said, let's buy all of them. And then it turned. They got their shit straight, turned, breaks out, runs up, I make some money. Now, I need to have already planned what to do with the money. What's the goal? Are we going to hold this forever and just be happy we got a good spot? And in the future, we're going to add on future spots? Like, that could be the goal, man. And so I do that inside my buy and hold accounts. I do that. I only buy stage 1s. Not to say you couldn't. I'm not saying you can't just go buy some shit because you want to buy it. What I'm saying is it does give you a systematic way of buying bottoms and maybe sometimes selling tops. But if you look on this and you say, well, how can you know that's the bottom? I don't understand. I said, well, and I began to research, and I came across all these different traders who came long before me. And the one that really changed my life, let's see if we can find it here. Oh, wrong one. Was called the RSI. Well, when I came across this, we're going to put it above. All you guys put that RSI above, okay? Put that RSI above. Above price. All of a sudden, we added another element. We had already talked about price tends to go where it was before. Doesn't mean it holds it. But look, even over here, it stopped there again. It stopped there, and then it broke it, right? What does that tell me? Well, anytime a support level or resistance level is broken, I created these rules that said it means it's going to the next one. Should I just assume it? It's going to the next one. And I'm sure if we backed up to a weekly chart, we'll probably find that over here there was a level, right? And so look, it stops. Now, what I began to use this RSI for is for extreme points. See, this just measures the velocity of price, how fast it's moved. If it creeps its ass super slow, low, this will never go extreme. It's measuring 14 days of price movement. And if it goes too fast, too quick, this goes extreme. What that tells you is probably going to bounce back. Not 100%. It's why it's one piece of 6 pieces. Because nothing is 100%. We started that with this. Nobody knows shit. You don't know where it's going. If you think you do, you're either delusional or a con man. You could be the greatest poker player in the world and not know the next card. You might think you know, and from experience, you might be real damn close, but you actually don't know. You could be given a random event, right? That's okay. I don't need to know. You see what I just freed myself from? I don't need to know price going. Here's what I do know. When this goes extreme, I should look for what I called stage 1. So as I'm watching price on a daily chart move around, I began to notice stage 1 and a stage 3 are exactly the same. See, the truth is stocks really only do 3 things. They go up, they go down, they go sideways. That's it. That's what stocks do. But 3 ways, and that's what I believed for years and years. And here's one of those epiphany moments where you're like, whoa, it hit me. My whole life has been these epiphany moments. I didn't need any further explanation. I totally got what you just said. I internalized it. I don't need to ask anyone else. When this moment of the RSI, and I realized, holy shit, it is right on a lot of tops and on a lot of bottoms. So that's a piece of valuable information, right? A lot of tops, a lot of bottoms. And I realized a stage 1 and a stage 3, they're the same thing. Price goes up, price goes sideways, price goes down, right? And the sideways are the same. Now, the only thing I had to help me determine a 3 and a 1 was, where was it just coming from? Get it? If it was coming from an up move, I'm going to say it's a 3. And it stays a 3 until it's not. And when it breaks down, we know for a fact it was a 3. If it breaks up, that 3 became a 1. Self-explanatory, right? And I would just wait to see, and I would make my moves accordingly. Now, what's the big factor is what I really wanted to see is when these setups like this occur, what I want is this thing to be below value. And you say, well, how could you know that? Let's just pretend like you just knew what I was. This website, this is just one called Tip Ranks. There's plenty of these. There's Zacks, Investors Business. There's hundreds of companies, I bet, that you could pay to value stocks for you. Let's put in Walmart. 161. They say it's undervalued by 15%. That's not a lot. I really want more than 15%. But where we were buying was at 128. 128. Right around in here. Maybe a little higher. And you could have bought in here. Now, look how we're going to put all this together. I began to notice that price would move in these stages. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage 4. Stage 4 bottoms that presented the best buying opportunities would all do the same thing. Our side go extreme. Price would pull away from these moving averages, and then it would start to form a box. Now, let me get you back over here. We don't even need all that shit on the chart. Do you need all that shit to see what just happened? It had a little box. It fell to another little box. Okay? I could teach children this. one box to another box. And you say, well, how do you determine a box? A box has 4 sides, man. It ain't that damn complicated. So we need 4 days that hold the bottom. How do we determine a bottom? A bottom's a pivot point. I talk about this in the book. Just go with it. Pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, pivot point. You get it? Look, pivot point, pivot point, pivot point, pivot point. These are pivot points. These pivot points inside of this pattern will allow you to see it emerging. And sometimes it'll be so clear, it's shocking. Like, hold on, man, look, I'm gonna literally be executed by the Illuminati. Man, if you knew what I had to go through to cop this, man, lucky bastards. I'm convinced every day I teach this, I make someone rich. I am. Now, I want you to see this phenomena as it plays out. Yeah, no, I'm not bullshitting. There's a place in heaven. Because I'm going to make someone rich who's going to build a hospital and save 10,000 kids, man. I'm not bullshitting. That's one of the reasons I began to teach this. Like, I lean very conservative politically. But socially, I lean very liberal. I don't give a fuck what you do. I just like to keep my money. That's what that means, okay? And I realize I can't argue politics with people, but I can try to make people rich. And if I do that, that'll probably, because when you get rich, you don't like to have your money taken. Look, so we get these pivot points going. And watch what happens here. It hits resistance. This time it's different. Why? It broke it. It breaks it. Now, what does that mean? This now becomes support. And look what happens. It holds it. And we just assume that is the way it'll continue on, and it does. That was just going back to what we were talking about on support and resistance. Expect it. When price broke this, expect it to keep going. What else could help us expect it to keep going? It's a stage 2, right? It's moving. Do we know the future? No. In the money flow, whatever it's doing, I assume it's going to keep doing it. So if it's going up, and you say, where's it going? It's going up. Well, how far? I don't know. But it's going up. So we just ride it up. And you say, well, what do we do? Nothing. Like, there you go. Write it down. Price moving up. Do nothing. There. That was easy. That took 5 seconds. So now you're at work. And you're at work. And you look at your chart. And price is above it. You don't need to do shit. You go back to work. Let it go. Like, listen. This is it. Like, you're at work. And these trades are working. I have people tell me, oh, well, I'm at work. Nobody. Who gives a fuck? Like, you planned the trade before work. You're not a day trader, bro. This is why we're on a daily chart. This is why I'm trying to teach people the daily. Because while the rich people aren't sitting at their fucking phone watching their stocks all day. They're putting these orders in and going. The only people sitting there watching it all day are professional, like people managing other people's money, or they're studying. They're not just staring at a chart. They're studying. What? Next move. Why? Because they got a lot of money to put out. And they're trying to take profits and put them into other plays, okay? And so they're looking for this setup. And if you look for this setup, you're going to see it all the time. And the more you see it, the more money you need. And the more money you have, the bigger the zeros, right? So as you begin to watch this, so we catch Walmart fundamentally undervalued. Well, you say, how do we value? I'm not doing that. I don't want to teach you fundamentals. It's fucking boring, okay? Just go read the book, suffer through the shit like I did, just like everybody else does. It's called going to high school. There's a lot of stupid classes you have to take. Well, in trading, you're going to have to listen to and read some really boring fucking shit that I don't want to teach you about Fed fund rates, right? PE ratios. I don't care about any of that shit. I do care. I read it. I pay attention to it. I, as a human being, do not want to teach it, okay? Part of being successful is doing what you want to do. And I don't want to do that, so I'm not doing it. There's plenty of people that teach that. My friend Trapper teaches that. He loves fundamentals. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for patterns. Watch. So I want to outsource all that boring ass shit and get a price. Look, it broke above the pivot point. What do you think's going to happen? It's going to hold support. Where's it probably going to go? The next high. See how I just created these rules? I fully expect that to happen. So I'm not thinking anything else. This is going to here. Now, when we add the RSI, is there room? Do we need to be worried right now? No. There's room to the upside. It's broke a pivot point. Now it's sitting at what this could possibly be support for this thing to run much higher and tag this right here. That's what I fully anticipate happening. And where did we buy it? Down here. This was literally planned out. Let's go to my newsletter. Like, it's the Illuminati, man. They don't want me teaching this shit. I don't blame them, man. I don't want them. There's days I don't want to teach this shit, man. So, I mean, there is days that I feel bad. Let's see. There we go. Had a guy say, Gerald, what if everybody uses it? I said, bro, ain't everybody going to use it. Half the people I show it don't use it. How the fuck is everybody going to use it? So this, man. Look at the pattern setup. Do you know what made this one so beautiful? It's so easy. This is a Dow stock, pays a dividend. It's so easy. This one was so easy, man. So easy. To me, it was like shooting fish in a barrel. Like, this is why we had it in the thing. So 310. And look, I don't even have these indicators on here. I don't need these. Dude, I use indicators for you guys. So right there's the day we bought. And you say, how, is there a box? Yeah, there's a box. We got our pivot points. Look, pivot point. Seriously, I only use indicators now because I need to for, I mean, I just don't even, I just see it so clearly now. There's our box. Hold on. There's our confirmation. See it? So your stage 3. Come on, man. What's going on? I need to stop being cheap and buy a new computer, man. Should be tripping. Stage 4 decline, undervalued stock, goes into a box on extreme RSI. What's my target? Where it's been before. Has it ever been up in this area before? Yeah, a bunch of times, right? That's still way below the value, right? You see how easy that is, man? Come on, man. Come on, man. You say, it works in Walmart, Gerald, but what about like Roku? That seems like a different kind of thing to me. Does Roku follow these little rules of yours? Country boy. Let's see. You know what's weird, man? I was born in Texas, and I've lived in Texas in the South half my life. But my dad, following the oil money, moved my ass to Alaska in 3rd grade. And I spent the rest of my years in Alaska until I was a junior in high school, where we moved back to Texas. Now, in Alaska, because I talked kind of Southern when I got there, I got picked on a lot. Now, our little hoodlums were these little Indian motherfuckers, because in Alaska, it's all Indian people. And the Indians boys didn't like the white boys. And so there'd always be this fighting, man. And this is, I remember now, this is back in the 80s. So I show up there. I have no problem with no Indians, man. And we go to fighting. And they were like, well, you got to fight them because they're going to fight you. I'm like, well, I don't have any problems with Indians. This is true, man. It's a true story. And then one of my best friends, he was half Indian. We became good friends. And it seemed like as I got older, that shit kind of died off, you know. It was mostly kids fucking with each other. Be fighting. Yeah, but no, like most of my best friends end up being Indians. Most of them are half Indian. Like, let's be real. Like, they're not full-blooded Indians anymore. So, and the government just fucked them up, man, giving them free money. Like, you give a bunch of people free money, it ain't long before they're worthless. Matt, go into your job. If you own a business, go in and double everybody's salary and let me know how it works next month. Like, you're going to see some motherfuckers slow down. They get fat, lazy. Like, I mean, it's just reality. You start feeding a cat. Like, it's just human nature, right? When you just get, it just fucks everybody up, man, mentally. Because people were, back in the day, they're out fishing, hunting, making their way, and you take that. Fucks them up, man. So if we break through this, what do we fully anticipate happening? It's going to the next level, right? There's your money flow. Stage 4 decline, right? Now, notice on this box here, you might have called that a box. It looks like one. Yeah, it was. So this is a broken box. This is a good example. You're going to say, Gerald, your pattern didn't work. It broke down. I know. That's called when that happens. And right there was our support, right? But let me show you one of the most bullish signs you will have. When it breaks and then comes right back that day, super bullish. It's reconfirming this as the base. And remember that for all your trades. Some of my biggest, most successful, glorious trades were trades where I got myself stopped out, only to watch it 2 days later come right back into the box. Back into the box is a glorious thing, to the point where when I truly like a stock, and you'll probably see this and you'll trade with me and be like, why did you hold it? I wish you would have sold it. It broke the box. And I'm going to say, I know, but I got this thing called experience, and I get it. It broke the box, but I really believe it's going to come back into the box. So I'm just giving it a minute. Shit, maybe it'll come down here and we'll buy the next low too. We're buying lows, not tops. You get it? We're buying into the low boxes, selling into the high boxes. Buy low, sell high. So as we take that concept and we bring it to this formula of the 4 stages of price movement, right? And you look at any stock and you say, okay, it's in a stage. Is it in a 3 or a 1? I want to buy 1s. I want to sell 3s. Buy 1s, sell 3s, right? And so if I'm looking at a chart and you're like, well, I think it's in a 3, then no, we're not buying a lot of that. Maybe you get in it a little bit, but we're not loading up on that. We're loading up on the big sell-off, and it starts to go sideways, man. Like, that's what you're looking for. Look at Tesla. Look, you see that shit form? You see, you can just back up. Remember we talked about the green line? But let's, oh man, I fucked it. I'm sorry, I did you a disservice. We don't want to see those stupid indicators. We might switch indicators. If you're just looking, can you see any zones of resistance? Right? See them? Supports. This one's tricky. It's a 2 one. It's 2 layers in here. So what I'm looking for, these little boxes, these boxes inside of the runs, these are the ones that get confusing. This is what confuses you. So you got to see the pattern within the pattern, right? What I'm fixing to tell you is going to confuse the fuck out of you unless you've been doing the money flow for a minute. You're going to see boxes within the pattern, meaning when you step and look back in the big pattern, you'll see the movement clear. Look at this. You'll see it. A bottom, a top, and then a bottom, right? And what is that if we connect the dots like 4th graders? It looks a lot like that. And as we begin, look at these things. 5-day exponential moving average, 10-day exponential moving average, right? So as we're looking at this, there are no moving averages. And the one that I came across through studying courses and books and reading old shit, old fucking books, like written in 1940. None of you done this. None of you've gone and go, hey, here's a book on trading silver written in 1940. Let me order this. I bet nobody on here does that. You should. You should. Darvis has free book. There's all kinds of free books out by legendary traders. And the shit you'll see them talking about, you're like, whoa, that's the money flow. I know. Where do you think I got it? And then a guy goes, which books? Go fucking look. Just start searching. Buy shit. That's how you're going to find shit I don't know about. And just start looking. Just find old used books. Man, I have hundreds of them. And I began to see these boxes within the boxes, man. These are continuations. So this is when the stage 3, get it? Remember the RSI? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Look, it went up. Gave you another. 3 turned into a 1. You say, how do you know that? He said it broke out. And so if we have a way of staying in the stock until it breaks it, we know a 3 can turn into a 1. And you got to ask yourself, is this a stock that could be a 1? And if you're like, I don't know, it seems overvalued. Like maybe there's well, then let's downsize the trade. That's the plan, right? But you're like, fuck yeah, this thing can keep going. Cool, man. Don't downsize the trade. Just wait. Just be ready if the stage 4 happens. See how you can have, that should be worked out in your own mind. So let me give you an example. AEP. I did it to you again. I'm sorry. I keep cheating you guys by putting all the indicators on there. So look at AEP. Started playing this one. Why? Where? And you say, why'd you start there? Well, I'm explaining that to you in a minute. This is where I started playing, right? It got well undervalued, okay? I'm not going to go into why. We can do that other times, other places. It came, and what am I looking for? Stage 4 declines, starts to go sideways, RSI's near or at extreme. It doesn't have to be perfect. I need a box. I start nibbling, right? And then I'm nibbling, right? I'm nibbling. Now, what's this stock worth? That's our long-term target. I mean, I might want to stay with this through a couple ups and downs. $91. We might go through 3 or 4 stage. We might go through several of these. Look, there's a stage. There's a stage. Look, here, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Maybe we go 3. Maybe we come down, and where previous resistance becomes support. And then we what? We run up. We're going to go to 92. So we got to decide, how do we want to play this? Like, you need to know that now, right? Look at that, man. Stopped right where it was. So, hey, look at the RSI. It's touching that extreme, right? What did it do down here when it touched it? It turned. What did it do over here? It turned. So based on our pattern, what do we see happening? Stage 3. So if you're a trader, you better start taking that money off. It's going sideways. We don't need to have as many shares as it pulls back. I mean, we could if you got enough money, but you just need to know what's happening. We're going into a stage 3. So if we were super short term, we begin now. You did it, successful. Bought the low, sold the high. Now, where's our target? Fair value is $92. Has it ever been there before? Oh yeah, a bunch of times. Is it worth keep playing? That would also determine this. So as a money manager, I'm looking. I'm at 85. My upside is 91. That's 6%. 6% is what I'm looking for here. Or would I rather downsize this because I've made 15 now. I've made 15, almost 20%. The reason I took the trade is because I was calculating from here to here, okay? Here to here. If you have other opportunities, other breakouts happen, maybe you downsize this thinking, well, I'm in a stage 3. Very likely it's going to pull back, probably going to pull back to over here. That's going to take a month. Look, each one of these is 1 day. So as you become intimate with the pattern, so as these are these stocks overbought right now? Well, I don't know. Let's go back. We were looking at Pepsi. Remember Pepsi? So what? We want to buy bottoms. We know this was a bottom. Why? It bounced there before, so we found support, right? We found a pivot point. Remember, we're talking about pivot points. You can see them, right? We got our box. We determined we only need 4 days for a box, right? On the extreme RSI, right? Man, I haven't even added the other indicators, okay? Like, fuck, let's add those, man. Come on. We can keep looking for our comp. Let's add those. Let's put something on here. Let's put the 20-day. It's making me mad. Hey, look, make it green. If yours ain't green, there's something wrong with you, man. I'm not talking to people that send me different color, okay? So before you send me a chart, if yours ain't green, understand I'm probably going to ignore you. I might even block you. Your shit should be green. The 20 is green. Why? Money. The 20 is money. This is your friend. When price is below it, it's bearish. When price is above it, it's bullish. And your friend helps you. This line. Now you might say, why not a 19 or 17, 20? It's 20. It's a fractal system. There's 5 days in a week. There's 4 weeks in a month. 4 times 5 is 20. If price is above the average price of 20 days, that's 1 month of trading. That's telling you that's a breakout. Price is now above the average price of the last month of trading. That is a breakout. Stocks are breaking out. Where are they probably going to go? Previous high. Previous high. Where did it go? Previous high. Where's it probably going to stop? RSI is going to go extreme. We've been talking about that. Now, we don't know if this is the top. Maybe it keeps going. What's this stock worth? Put in Pepsi. We already looked at it, but let's do it again for the kids in the back. 150, 6%. Huh, that's weird. AEP was 6% too. I bet Coca-Cola is 6%. What does that mean? It means these stocks are getting close to fair value. Is there a lot of upside potential now? Probably not. So we see them bouncing up. They're coming into where they were before. They're forming a box. This is a stage 3. So I've been downsizing this trade. It's because I think there's more opportunity elsewhere. Now, I'm not getting out of the trade. It's where it's supposed to be. How could we begin to see maybe we should downsize a little bit more? Let's add what I call the trigger, man. Exponential moving average, 5-day, should be red. This on a daily chart. Is the 5-day above the 20? Yep. 5 days above the 20. Five days above the 20-day. In the book, I talk about the cross. Now, if you trade with me live, you're going to see me jumping the cross. Why am I giving you the cross, but I'm jumping the cross? Because I've been trading for 21 years. You just started. You need confirmation. You don't need to be tricky, man. You need a system. You need to practice the concept of following through with what you said. Like, this is where your emotions come. Oh, I know it says buy, but you don't buy. See, following a system is really hard. It's really hard, man. But it'll help you. It'll improve your trading, man. It'll help you. And you say, well, whenever the 5 cross 20, I'm going to buy. And then I go, well, I went to Reddit and over at they're all trading this stock. You run over there. Fuck those people and that stock, dude. Seriously. Fuck Reddit and their stocks, dude. Like, seriously, you need them to help you? You need help? You can't open your brain? You can't look around? Right? You just need, oh, please, just give me the stock. Like, I'll just eat that stock. Just give me that fucking stock. I don't want to go look. You know? Those people, they're going to come and go, man. That's not skill. You think, what is that? That's your plan? You're going to jump the news from here on out? You're going to be telling your grandkids, yeah, man, I read a Reddit article. And that's how our family got rich. Come on, man. You're going to get rich because you develop a strategy, a system that you can duplicate over and over and over and over and over. You can get lucky on a real estate deal. Do that again and again and again and again and again and again. And that's how you get rich. Through power of repetition. And as you get better, you add a 0. And as you get better, you add another 0, right? And you keep doing it consistently. Now, doesn't mean that might not be an input of information, right? But until you know how to apply the information, what good is it, man? Right? Because then what's going to happen? Like, dude, you know how many people bought Bitcoin? You know how many people bought Bitcoin only to not do shit with it, man. I talked to a kid. Man, I did this wrong. I talked to a kid. Sorry, I had to kill a cat. He's officially dead. So don't report me. Let's pull up. What's a good one? Let's pull up Procter and Gamble. Look at Procter and Gamble. This is an example. Sometimes you'll hear me say, you might not buy the bottom, but you can buy every bottom. When Procter and Gamble hit this 200-day, I would have told you, look, RSI extreme, we got a pivot point. It holds price. And then what had me willing to stick with this and be okay with the fact that it went to another box. This is kind of what my new book is about. Now, this is a slightly different way of trading, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin, but this is, I want you to get this. This is Procter and Gamble. I'm going to show you a way to trade if you can't watch the charts all the time. You're not some fucking day trader. You don't like penny stocks, but you want to play this game and you want to win. You want to make some money. That's what my next book is about. It is about how to win all the time, okay? Now, you can't win all the time and be chasing like this is a different game. So buying a $130 stock that produces a dividend is a different game than trading a penny stock or GameStop. And if you've played those and made money, I mean, I make fun of that shit. That's cool. It's just, I have a system and a strategy in the way that I trade, and it has so many opportunities and prospects, and there's more stocks than I can buy that I don't very easily get distracted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really don't give a fuck what stocks other people are buying. Like, I have so many that I'm watching that are valuable. I'm so good at finding them. And I don't mean that in like some arrogant way. I've just done it over and over and over and over and over and over for 20 years. Like, I'm good, right? Like, I have all kinds of, like, I might look for a second, but it's real hard to get my attention. Why? Because then I'm reading and studying. So you hear about Warren Buffett, like he reads 8 hours a day. I don't read 8 hours a day. I do take in 8 hours a day of content. Meaning I literally listen to the Fed chairman start talking. And then I go listen to 4 or 5 people who are smarter than me that talk about what just happened. And I think about that in perspective to my portfolio. What does that mean? If this plays out like they think, that would mean consumer staple stocks are going to start to rise. Well, just so happens they're all undervalued. Cool. So which ones? And I go look. So if I'm hearing that, well, one of the reasons that Bitcoin had such a rise, right? And this is just fundamental shit. Now, you can't just trade on fundamental shit, but you can begin to watch the money flow. And when fundamental shit lines up on the chart, you go, well, shit, I guess it's going to happen. Does that make sense? Within the construct of the big picture that over time, shit goes up. Once it's accepted by people, why? There's more people, more money. Inflation. The natural thing is for shit of value to go up over time. And if you go back and look at Bitcoin, let's look at a weekly chart. It's come up real high, right? Well, shit, it came up real high over here. People act like this. I mean, this wasn't that much higher. Is this a top? Maybe. Look, that was a big ass move down there, right? And you had another big ass move over here. And remember we were talking about our simple 20-day moving average. I mean, if it's on the other side of the green line, it's bullish. I mean, there ain't nothing to do. Just let it be, man. Let it be. And this stage 1 could turn into a new stage, 2 breakout, and it goes higher. Hopefully we pull back. But there's a limited supply, right? That's why stocks move. The reason Shopify, and somebody might look this up while we're talking, how many shares does Shopify have? Look at the money flow on this, bro. Look. This one is a fast mover pattern, though. Look, stage 1, stage 3. Like, we're backing it up. This is how you do this. You back it up. That was obviously a stage 3, obviously a stage 1. That crossover became what? Obviously a stage 4 decline. It went into a box. It broke the box. Came back in the box. What do we always say? That's the most bullish thing there is, right? Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 1. And now what? We're going to run. Where do we think we'll go? Where we were before, right? Can it go there? Let's look at Shopify. $14.68 average analyst. What are we trying to get? $14.50. This is a swing trade for me. $14.50. Cool. A couple $100, huh? The reason this price is so high, there's not that many shares, dude. I don't know if anybody looked up how many there were, but there's not that many shares, man. And so that price is expensive. It's the problem you have with Bitcoin. The reason Bitcoin's going higher is because of money printing. People want to own scarce shit. If they're printing money, money is unlimited. There's going to be lots of money. So this is going to push asset prices. This is going to push asset prices higher. So let's see. Yeah, stage 2 breakout. There's our target. Let's turn on some comments on Instagram. Let's back this up to a weekly for just a second. Man, I got all this shit on the charts. Even Shopify, we come back to a weekly. We draw a line. Lower to higher, right? Back it up to a monthly. What do we see? Lower to higher. All of these, man. Like anything it's got to be a legitimate business, right? This is what makes penny stocks hard if they're not legitimate businesses. So, I'm trying to trade Prague. This is back into what appears to be a stage 4 decline. Hopefully we hold right here. But we see the big patterns, see the big moves, and what we're trying to determine is what stage are we in, And once you can determine what stage you're in, now you can come at this logically the same way you did last time, and in the opening decide, hey, where do I want to put my stop? Or do I want to stop? I don't need a stop on Procter and Gamble. I mean, what the fuck I need a stop for? Maybe if I'm playing that game with Verizon, do I need a stop? Depends on why I'm playing it. If I think it's worth, if they say, look, if you get over here and it says it's worth 50% more, you need to understand to get 50%, it ain't going to be straight up, dude. It's going to be out like this, sideways. Like this is how this game's going to play out. It's going to go sideways. It's going to run up. It's going to go sideways. If I can try to fake shake you out, move over, and then it'll break out and run up, and then it'll come over, and then it'll pull way back down. And you may go through 10 cycles to get from where you're trying to get to true value. And you got to figure out, okay, how am I going to handle that? So as long as this, and maybe the way you handle it is kind of like I do with Facebook. I'm selling Facebook now. Why? It's overextended, right? It's run up. What's the value of Facebook? I don't want to get all out of it. 344, 10%. I was a lot more excited about Facebook down here and back over here. So now I'm harvesting this. I'm going to pull it back to a core position, take the money off of this. And what am I doing? I'm looking to roll it into something else, right? I'm looking to roll it into I don't know. Shit, maybe we put it in Zillow. We go look on Zillow. What do they say about Zillow? Let's see, what do they say about Zillow? Let's say it's true, 187. That's 30%. Is this pattern near the bottom or what is this? What stage am I in? I'm like, well, we know the rule of the green. We got our support here. We got support. We can backdate it. We know this was the stage 1. There's the breakout. This is stage 2. This is still a viable stage 2 breakout. Where's our target? Well, it's been here before, right? And it's been here before. So that's 30, and that's, 200. Probably going to hit your first target here. Probably going to hit your second target here, right? That's going to take the RSI extreme, and then what? Same thing. It'll go sideways to down, man. Now, look, it didn't go all the way down here. Why? Because the company's still worth more. So as this thing gets closer and closer and closer to this true value, this trade gets riskier and riskier and riskier, meaning you want to be down to like a core position up in here, man. You want to buy more here and sell some here. What did I just say with Facebook? What was I doing? I'm selling Facebook. I'm just downsizing it. I want to ride it. This bitch is going to $1,000. But it's going to be a lot of stage 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s before it gets there. And so now I want to start taking it down and get to, a position where I don't really care what it does, up, down, whatever. Just do what you're going to do, right? Because right now is not the time to buy this. Right now is the time to harvest from this so that I can buy something else that has better upside. I hope that makes sense, man. And that's called rolling money forward, man. And all you got to do is add zeros. So you're doing it with $70. Do that shit with $7,000. Do it with $70,000. Whatever, man. Get to where you're doing it. And how many are you going to do is up to you. How many can your brain handle? I'm the kind of person that likes to have a bunch of trades going. I don't like to have a few. I get bored, man. You could trade 5 stocks working 2 full-time jobs. You could have 2 fucking full-time jobs and trade 5 or 10 stocks. In the money flow, in my free ebook, you don't have to die broke. Where are we at, man? Come on, I'm going to give you a little bonus here. This is called the Dogs of Dow. Everybody gets my free book and he goes, hey, what stock should I buy first? Chapter 10, man. Why do you think I wrote it? And they're wasting my fucking time. That's what you should be buying. You should be watching these for the rest of your life with the money flow. And you should buy stage 1s. Oh, I didn't know you should do that. Yeah, that's why I wrote the book. Like the free fucking book. If you combine that with the money flow, look, you're buying no lows. Look, you bought all of them. You bought all of them. So if you actually read the shit I put out and tried to internalize it, you'd be richer. That's just one stock, all right? Imagine if you actually read and did the shit that I show people. Imagine if you did that. I don't know. Got debt free, started buying shit, trading it around the money flow. Like, what if you just traded these 10 stocks? That's it. Put all your money moving them around these 10 stocks. Cisco. Where would you have been buying Cisco? Not up here. You'd have been buying it down here. And then we'd just let it drift. We wouldn't have done anything. We'd just let it drift, right? What about Chevron? Oh, yeah, we bought the bottoms. Now we're just letting it drift. What about Dow? We ain't bought Dow in a while. Why? It's not a deal right now. We're just holding it. IBM, yeah, I'm just buying the bottoms. What about Coca-Cola? Yeah, traded this one perfect. Like, this is a big surprise here. I had this one on my story for weeks begging people. I said, hey, man, I'm putting about 20 G's in Coca-Cola and AEP. Why? Because I'm smart. I'm smart because right here it was undervalued by over 25%. So where am I selling it? Up here. Why? RSI is extreme. Bought extreme. Sell extreme. Why? It's fair value now. So now I'm scaling out of it. I'm not taking it all off yet. It's still going higher, but we hit our target and our target. So now it's a piggy bank for what? Funding other trades. Going up. Maybe it's time to, maybe we put some of that into Merck. It's getting ready to run again, maybe. What's Merck's target? Maybe we taken off of Coca-Cola and we're out into Merck. Oh, $93. And you're like, I don't know what stocks to trade. I don't know. How could I figure it out? I don't know. And I say, did you read chapter? Look, these are right there. I've been giving it for 5 fucking years. I've been explaining to people, if you buy these bottoms, which all look the same, price goes down, they're below the 200, they set up, they're below that. I just say it and then you just hold it. And then you just buy it and just keep it if you want, or sell it when it runs up on the high to use it to buy some of the other ones that are cheaper, like Verizon, right? Do we want to buy it here? No. It's the wrong configuration. Look, it's the wrong configuration. So I'm buying down here, not here. But to buy down here, you got to be in the money flow every day. To get on the right side of the cash register takes time. It takes time. You got to be in these markets for a minute. And then when it shows up, you have money. And that takes patience. And you can't hack patience and time and watching the cycles and then also belief. Like when this sold off, my belief is it stops right here. That's unquestioned. And it stopped. And then when it started going up, I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's called a stage 2 breakout. My belief is at that point, this continues until when? Until the RSI is extreme and it goes sideways. So I don't need to think about anything else. I can go work on my houses. And so this trade here, looking at this, takes 1 minute. And then I go to work. And it just goes up. Next day, 5 seconds. And then I go to work. Next day, 5 seconds. Now I gotta go. I go to work. Look, for fucking months, there's nothing to do. And yet people will take this and fuck this up, I promise you, by trying to do something with it. I follow these religiously. And if you go look at my buy and hold account, and again, we're on a bonus, man. Where's my buy and hold? Look, so I track these. The Dow stocks. These are super important to me. This is easy money, man. And if you look in my buy and hold, a lot of these used to be Dow. They used to be part of the dogs of the Dow. And when they were no longer part of it, I just kept them. I just held them. I put new money in, bought the new ones, and then I just hold them. And then I watch them. And when they go through these stages, and I start buying them. So if you look, see, I haven't even updated it in a while. Look down here. It says, recent stage 1 opportunities. Coke, Verizon, Procter and Gamble, ED, PFE, Bitcoin, Amgen, Ed, DLTR, and Coke. I haven't updated this in like months, right? So if I come over here and look, let's look at Coke. Where are we buying it? Stage 1, right? So what am I doing now? I'm selling it in my trading account. In my buy and hold, I don't have to sell it. What if in my buy and hold, my position size got too big? It became extraordinarily large. Or I just felt like it was really large, and it's probably not a lot of upside here. You know, I've made some decent coin. Maybe I could roll that into my new position, right? Maybe in VTRS, right? This is a new one. Why? It's a stage 1 forming. Not quite there yet, right? Or I could just say, shit, this is a lot cheaper. I'm going to roll it into here. Maybe I think that's a bit. I'm just using that as an example. That's one way to play that too, man. I don't know, man. Hope that helps, guys. Hit my bio link. Go check out the newsletter. I put a lot of shit into here. So think about all the stuff you don't write down on your trades and investing. Like you just don't even write it down. And then you got a guy like me who writes this down and tracks this every day. Do you think I trade better than you? And I'm constantly posting charts and circling it and drawing it and creating so look, I'm so convinced EV cars are, look, I went and got a dumb picture. You ever heard of a visualization board? So when you're at home and you don't ever write shit down and you're like, oh, I'd like to trade like Gerald. I just don't do anything he does. So you see, look, I went and got I would rather shoot myself than drive this stupid car. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I will burn every carbon. I will refuse to drive some shit like this. But people will drive it. And they're going to use these dumb things. And more because people are dumb as a general rule. And they're going to do this because they're going to get tax incentives. And the government's going to start giving vouchers to buy these dumb cars. And more people are going to buy these. That's just the reality of it is, okay? So if they're on stage 1s, should I be a buyer or a seller? I hear people bitching. I'm like, do you not understand how the fuck this works? Send me my book back. Like, I can't even, the way you get rich is buying cheap shit in stage 1s. And it might be the second stage 1. Buy it. I don't know how to explain it any simpler. You buy low-priced stocks. You don't worry, literally. But a guy who bought it higher, he bought it here, he's in a fucking panic because he bought it $3 ago. Well, what if it does a couple of these little stage 1s before finally ripping, right? All that fucking panic was over nothing. The reason this guy's panicking because he's playing with limited money. He didn't properly diversify. He didn't learn all the other parts of the game, right? And so now he's got himself in a pickle, man. He doesn't have stocks that are up that he's harvesting from to put into this one. He can't back up and see the big picture and realize this cycle of stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, that might happen 2 or 3 times before I get paid. It's not a one time, like it might take a minute, right? Or maybe you should have used a stop if you're going to act like that. If a stock moving against you bothers you, use a stop loss. You got to decide. I'm up, cool. I'll take the fucking loss. All right. Take the loss, man. Take it. Put a stop right there, right when you do it, man. I don't like doing that. If I know the value of a company, I don't like doing that. It pisses me off. So when it bothers you, it's because you don't understand the value. Because if you could buy houses that are worth $200 for $80,000, every guy I know, like myself, that owns a portfolio of real estate, we would borrow money to buy those houses. Only in the stock market do people panic on shit like that. In any other market, people look forward to it. It's only here that people do the opposite. Really, it's only in stocks, and it's because you can move in and out so fast. Nobody does that in real estate. People look forward to it. I got a lot of friends that are looking forward to a real estate crash. They're hoping. Shit, and they own real estate. Shit, take it all down. Why? So they can buy more. Their goal is accumulation, right? Huge sums, because when it goes to high, ridiculous prices, guess what? They make high, ridiculous amounts of money. So look at bonds. Look at bonds on a weekly. Anybody watching bonds? Are you too busy? Are you too fucking busy to watch bonds right now? You gotta go fishing. You got a fucking vacation. You're not watching bonds. I want to go to the beach. Bonds are fucking right there. All-time lows. Huge pullback in bonds. See the RSI? All your friends stopping you in the hall at work. Man, did you see the pullback in bonds? You think that's a buying opportunity? You ain't got a friend one that said that shit to you. They're worried about where they're going on vacation. You got a lot of friends hitting you up about the historic move in bonds? Huh? I bet not. You need new friends, man. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, why not? Any of them watching it? Yeah, they didn't notice. They watching EV stocks. All they know is Tesla. Like, there's a whole sector, right? There's the people that make the batteries. They watching that. I don't know, man. This kind of shit we got to keep an eye on, right? What's cheap right now? What's cheap right now? Biotech stocks are cheap right now. All I see is a bunch of fucking whiners, and they're historically cheap right now. Biotech stocks. All right? Why don't we buy those, man? I don't know, man. Start looking. You see the pattern I see on the bonds? What does that look like? Only my life's work, right? That's a weekly chart too, bro. Money flows fractal. We're seeing it on a weekly. Take it down to the daily. Say the Federal Reserve decides they fuck you guys and your little inflation and interest rates are going higher. What if Federal Reserve says, nah, they're going lower? They start banging this thing. They take the TLT much higher. Much higher. What if Jerome Powell decides to defend low interest rates? Just starts printing that shit. We're going to take it higher. Brings bonds back. All these shorts start covering. Bonds have a snapback rally, they're going to call it. Oh, that's a dead cat bounce. That's short covering. That's a dead cat bounce. They're historically low. They're going higher. Like I've been hearing this argument. Yeah, it's the great bond crash. This is it. Bonds are over. They're going down. I've heard this for 10 fucking years. 10 years. Maybe this is the one. But the last one wasn't, and the last one wasn't, and the last one wasn't, and the last one wasn't. I don't know why this one might be. Maybe it is. But here's what I see. I see price breaking out above the green line. I see it moving sideways. I see some targets, and I see it way undervalued. It's had a historic smash. It has fallen the most it's fallen in 14 years, and you don't even know about it. None of your friends know about it. And you just, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing at your house, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, man. What's happening? Why aren't you looking at this shit, man? What's happening? Huh? I see a lot of you guys pumping in memes. I don't give a fuck about your stock or memes. Why are you talking about bonds, man? Because you don't know shit about bonds or interest rates. You know, this is what moves everything, right? Price of money. This right here is what's going to determine where this is what's going to determine, right? If this doesn't go higher, your rally's coming to an end, man. Interest rates. I don't know, man. Oh, man. What about Litecoin? I mean, I don't know. What are you guys buying, man? You even notice that Litecoin's breaking out? Just barely, man. Shit, if interest rates go up, real estate prices should come down, but I don't see it happening, bro. Interest rates are not going up, man. Interest rates are not going up. Don't fall into that fucking bullshit trap. Look at Litecoin breaking out. I've been telling you guys all about Litecoin for a while. Yeah, let me kick that dude out, bro. What's up with Litecoin? He said he's loading up on 80. So I like Litecoin here. All of them are about to break out, though. Yeah, Tesla's setting up. Just go to my newsletter on those, man. We got gold breaking out. We'll see if it goes anywhere. I doubt it does. It's trying. How do you buy a Litecoin? Open up a, you got to open up a crypto brokerage. Come on, man. You got to have a crypto brokerage. Come on, man. The year's 2021. Damn. It's a simple app. You just download it. It ain't that damn complicated. You can buy the shit with Cash App. Damn, man. Let's keep it simple, man. He says, yeah, but man, get out of here. He gonna come on my feed and drop you a code. Well, you could just go to my bio link and hit my code. Tried to jack me. That ain't even cool. You can buy it on Robinhood too. I don't know if I would, but I think Robinhood doesn't let you own the coins. That's it, man. Yep, Viacom. Someone had a good idea. So Viacom, you should be all over this one, man. Let's look at Viacom and then we'll get off. This is a lesson as you watch the financial news. When would be a good time to buy Viacom? You say, wow, I think on this big day here where it dropped real big. No. We're waiting for a stage one, right? Isn't that the rules? So if we're looking at Viacom, we need to see what? Sideways, up, sideways, down, sideways. So what are we seeing? Down. What do we need to see? Sideways. It's too soon. Look at that separation right there. That is too big. There is no fucking rush. Broken family. That's what that's called, that pattern. This will take a while to work out. A while. This trade is being unwound as we speak. Right? So, it's going to drift in. We'll get there. You don't even need to worry about it till it gets above that 5-day. Just wait. Viacom. What's Viacom worth? I bet you ain't got no friends talking about Viacom. Unless you got some cool-ass friends. I mean, I kind of don't even call you a friend if you're not thinking about it a little bit. Why am I even talking to you? Let's see. Viacom. That says 45%, $60, dude. Man, he's my... What's up, man? It's a lot higher, huh? So we'll see. We got to let this play out. It's not time yet. It's not time yet, man. He bought it yesterday. I wouldn't yell at you, man, but a little early for me. But I like to be perfect. You probably don't like to be perfect. I'm a patient trader. So I'm gonna buy the absolute perfect day, and then I'm gonna write it up and I'm gonna sell it right at the exact high. I'm writing that down right now. I'm gonna print that chart off. I'm gonna print it off right now. Like here, let's print it. Let's do this right now. You say, well, I'm obligated my success. You get how we do that? So we could print this right now. We just print the chart. Let's print it. When you get off your live here, go print it. God damn, I got my thing moved over. What the fuck is going on? I just updated my computer. We'll come back on it. Go print it. And then right on here, how much you want to buy and where you're going to sell it. Go do some fundamental research. Go read up on it. You got time. Like read every day about 20, 30 minutes. Go read a bunch of negative articles. Go see who the, I'm going to say, what is a printer? You better have a printer. Put some shit in hand so you can see it, bro. Print that shit off. Print that shit off. I always forget how many lazy people I'm talking to, though. Like, just lazy motherfucker. Like, just lazy. Look, we're probably going to come right into here, man. This thing may drift even a little lower. So we're gonna print it off, and then we're going to write on here. Now you got time, right? You got to go to work, get some money. We're going to need about $5,000. We're going to buy 100 shares, and we're going to buy 5 call options. So I'm going to need you to get about 5 G's. And we're going to turn that into 10 G's. The way we do that is with those call options and the shares. Let's be conservative. We're going to turn it into 7,500. And then what if we do that again? What if we can do that 4 times? What if we can do that 4 times this year? If we get this right 4 times. Follow the news, stay in the money flow, keep your eyes open. And it's not some speculative bullshit. It's like legit things. It's like, this is a legit company. It's not some penny stock bullshit. It's not some shit you saw on Reddit. It's like a legitimate company that you go find, you using the money flow. God or the universe, whatever you're comfortable with, speaks to you, shows you through your research, through your activity, through your brain, your thinking. You come across someone. It could be on Reddit. It could be on Reddit. I'm smashing on that. But my point being is that you come about it. And you have that epiphany, you have that moment that I talk about where all of a sudden you have clarity and you're like, wow, okay, I get this. I'm going to commit this much here. There's this much of a dividend. I'm going to set my target here. Here's what I anticipate. If it sells off, my plan is to wait till it forms a stage 1 where I'm going to commit another $1,000 to this trade. And you begin to map this out. You play it out. You write that shit down, right? Talk as if, walk as though. Manifest it by putting it on paper. So I call that a life worth living, right? Actually put it to paper, like commit yourself. Oh, man, you could make some money, man. Man, we could make some money, man. We could make some money. We could make some money, man, but I don't know, man. Not everybody trades with me. Some of you guys got other shit to do. You watching oil? I don't know, man. Some of you guys are busy. I wish you traded with me every day. Oh, man, I see so much stuff. So we're building a box, huh? What does that tell you? Man, this thing may have just turned into a stage 3. You better be watching for a breakout in oil. What is happening here? We didn't even get into how to use this or this. Like I mean, I need like 50 fucking hours with you. I wish I could teach you everything I knew. Oh man. I mean, there's a place setting up right now in oil. I hope you're watching it. CRM's this one's off to the races. We've been buying every bottom. You say, Gerald, but can we buy every bottom? Does it work? Yeah, it works, man. This trade was so fucking easy, dude. This one, I didn't even tell people about this because it's so fucking stupid. You should have found it yourself. Sometimes I just stop talking about a stock because if you can't see it, then I don't know what to say, okay? This is stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, hit the RSI, sold off, came right to stop, way below true value, started putting in a box. Look, these moving averages have to come together. Broken fan, like see how far apart that is? It has to come together. That's what the sideways is all about. That's what the sideways is all about. This was so easy. Seriously, CRM was so easy. That's a good options trade too. Stage 1 after a big sell-off trading. I mean, I guess I got to give away the options game. Like, everybody always wants me to teach options. Nah, man. I don't want to teach you options. You don't like the charts enough. You don't like it enough. Like, I do teach options to some people, but I feel like they genuinely love the craft and the art and the charts. They love it. I don't want to teach it to greedy motherfuckers who have no respect, haven't put in any time and any work. Don't even fucking, like, I'm not teaching it, man. I don't give a fuck about other people's money. Keep your money, dude. I know how to do this shit. I'll make money for the rest of my life. I know how to buy real estate. I invest for a living. I don't give a fuck about your money. I print money, man. I make my own money, dude, with my mind. I've been trading this shit for years. And so a lot of times, a lot of stuff I don't want to teach because you're not even there yet, bro. Like you shouldn't even be looking at that shit. You haven't put in any work, man. Like, oh shit, let's just make you the general. You showed up. Hey, you want to be the quarterback? I know you haven't practiced, but let's just make you the quarterback. So that shit pisses me off, man. So that's why I don't teach some things. I don't fuck it. Learn it from somebody else. You know, maybe they don't give a shit. This stuff is spiritual for me, dude. Like, there is nothing more important in life. People are like, what do you mean when you say that? Oh, no. Like, you don't understand the commitment level I have to trading. It's it. It's 100. It's do or die. Like, there is no other option. Nothing. This is what I do every morning, every day, for a very long time. And there is nothing else. Like, this is my passion. So, you know, when you start adding that up, I don't need to pimp it out, man. You know what I mean? And the guy will be like, oh, could I get an hour of your time? Fuck, dude, go read about 40 books. Give me a fucking reason to talk to you. Seriously, give me a reason to. Like, make it not a waste of my time. In other words, if you can come over and you go, well, I'm having problems drawing trend lines. Are you fucking kidding me? You got me on the phone to talk about trend lines? Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, that is some shit you can go just Google, right? So we're just wasting time. Like, I can't even teach this guy the good stuff because we're still playing with the baby shit, man. Like, you need money. Like, that can't be got for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get that. Like, you have to get that. That's, you know what I'm, like, it drives me crazy, man. I just get tired of having the same conversation sometimes. It's like, how do we trade at a bigger level, man? Like, how do we get rich as a group, like as a society? That's why I started the Money Flow group, man. I just want, like, I said, you know what? I'm only going to talk to people who trade like me. And if you're ever in my group, notice I just stopped talking to you because you're not trading like me. Like, you're doing some other bullshit, which is fine, but don't infect me with your inferior philosophies. I'm dead serious, man. I just fucking stopped talking to you. That's it. We're done. Why? Because you're not on the same game, man. I'm trying to win the fucking Super Bowl. Like, I see a path. I've seen it. I watch it. I do it all the fucking time. Sideways, breaks out, set my target, hits the RSI. Like, I don't need any other, nothing. Anything else you're doing, I assure you, is complete bullshit. You're day trading. You're doing whatever. You're trying for it. Fuck all that, dude. What? That is not working. I promise you. You ain't rich. It ain't working. Like, trading around the stages of quality companies will make you rich. If you commit time and effort and continue to add to the zeros and invest in yourself and push it and hold yourself and map your plan, and you're not taking a crazy risk, right? I mean, maybe you do and you get it right, good. But I don't even need to know about it. Like, you got lucky, good. Shit, I've gotten lucky. It happens. You buy a stock and randomly that stock gets picked, taken to the moon. Good. Do you know how to trade it? Good. If I wake up tomorrow and one of my stocks goes to the moon, I know exactly what the fuck to do. Do you? Like, I play this out in my mind every night. So I met a guy and he was accidentally in GameStop. He didn't know what the fuck to do. And I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know. You never thought this could happen? So you're playing a game and it never occurred to you that you might win. It could go real high. You didn't have any plan for the possibility that you win. You have no plan for the possibility that the fucking stock you pick goes up. You don't know what you're going to do. That's what you're saying. Say it out loud. Because when you say it out loud, it sounds really stupid. Like, you should have a plan. Well, I'm going to sell 1/5 when it hits the previous high. I'm going to sell 1/5 when it hits wait, now we have a plan. So we have a plan of execution. And we can do, that means we can do it again and over and over and over and over, right? And that's how you get rich, man. I'm telling you, it's how you get rich. It really is. I mean, I did it. That's how I do it with real estate. It's the same house, man. I already see the house. I know what I need when I go there. Like, before I even see the house they're trying to sell me, I know the house that I need. I know exactly what it looks like. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I know. So when I go look at a house, it's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or I don't go look. And you say, but what about, no, I'm looking at all of these. So I have plenty of opportunities because that's what I'm looking at over and over and over, every day. And I know they're there. And that's what I like. So if I'm looking for that and I think about that and I hold that in formless substance and I set my filters to that and I print pictures off of that and I've written down why that's what I want, well, then when over here comes, I don't get sidetracked. And so the fastest point to A is A to B, straight up. But here's what most people do when they come into stocks and trading, right? They do a little bit of everything. And they don't go from A to B. They start going up B, B. Oh, wait, look at this. Oh, wait, let me get back on track. Oh, wait, look at this. Oh, wait, let me get back on track. Oh, wait, look at this. Instead of just going, whoop. You know what that is? That's called the straight line. Get on YouTube and put in the straight line. The straight line to success. Straight line. The straight line is, so let's say you're trading that, you're buying that, and you're selling that, right? Straight line. That's the system. So that's what you're looking for every time. And as you begin to only focus on that, I want to buy these and sell these, and this is what the top looks like, and this is what the bottom looks like, and this is the configuration of the moving averages, and this is what the TSI looks like, and this is what it's always going to look like. Stochastic's always going to break out, and price is always going to be 20 to 30% below true value, and it's going to set up. And this is the pattern, and I go through it, right? And as I think about that over and over and over and over and over and over and fucking over and over and over and over and over, and other people sometimes say, oop, no, that ain't got shit to do with what I'm doing, bro. Straight fucking line. This is what I'm looking for. Straight line. And guess what? Now, some people say, yeah, but don't you have to try new things? Yeah. I get that. But there's a time and a season. Meaning, to master passing the basketball, you practice passing the basketball. Over and over, over and over, and over and over, right? Straight line. You don't start it and stop and go, well, let's work on dunking. I know, you're still having problems passing it, bro. I know, but dunking's funner right now. It's a lot more exciting. And then all of a sudden, you don't actually master it, right? So I'm telling you, if you come at this and you master it, and you're following CRM, don't ever let this stock do this and you're not buying some. I don't give a fuck if you're putting it on a credit card. If you're calling your mom, I need money. You're selling something else in your account, you're doing something. When this thing gets below full value, you start buying it with the target of selling it. That's a pretty good philosophy, man. And if you do that a bunch of times in a row, Anyway, man, that's all I got, man. I know you guys got shit to do. I got shit to do too, man. Anyway, if you don't have my book, you should buy it. Hey, I'm still selling that boot camp content. It's 14 videos of me breaking this down. We start with a blank chart. And I get a lot of people asking me, do you do one-on-ones? Do you do this? Listen, go through my boot camp before you even ask me that. Because by the time you go through my boot camp, I'm going to have taught you everything. Not everything, but most of the shit I know about swing trading. And at the end of that, if you have any questions, I'll actually be able to give you real value because you would have already read and went through all of that stuff. You probably won't have any questions. You'll be like, oh, damn, I get it now. It's 14 videos of me rambling in the manual. I'm still selling that shit. I will be doing a future boot camp, a live one where we do trading. I just don't know when, and I can't commit to a time right now. But I do have last year's, and it'll benefit you. It's cheaper than dinner, bro. And you'll make a bunch of money. And if you don't, tell me about it. We'll see. We'll try to figure out why you didn't. And if you buy it and you have a question, just DM me, text me, email me. Sometimes I'm a little slow, but I try to get back to everybody, especially if you bought something from me. It makes me even more interested in talking to you. So that's it, man. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Be good. He said, stay hydrated, my friends.